What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. How's everybody doing? Back at it with this old webcam, or not old, but the one from my computer. And because I essentially, well, first off, let me just tell you, and grab the deck over here too, but let me just start with this. I started skipping ahead on the last video I posted yesterday, and the lag on that camera. I'm so glad that I had a conversation with a friend, and come to find out, I decided yesterday to just return it, and essentially I shipped it back today, and I'm currently in the process of looking at another one that actually does live streaming, that we can live stream on YouTube, because I'm preparing for our 500 subscribers for me to go live, and essentially answer any questions you want me to answer. And maybe I'll bring on a special guest. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We haven't gotten there yet. I know that we already are there. It just hasn't reflected in the YouTube community yet. But we're getting there, man. As you can see, the subscriber count is going up, and we're getting more engagement in the comments and the likes and subscribers, and the community is growing. And, I foresee a lot coming in the near future on this channel, and we're going to all grow and evolve together. And I just want to preface by saying that I'm going to go into a little bit more depth about what I was discussing yesterday, and also touch on some other things that came to mind while I was in nature and while I was sitting at the water. And so I just want to say that yeah, man, it's a beautiful day. It was started out with some rain, and now the sun shines out, and we got a little bit of coolness. The video quality will get better. Just bear with me while I'm in the process of finding the camera. I do know that this one that I'm looking at, I'm just trying to find, I've been just doing a little bit of research before I jump, like I did with this other one that I had to return. So, yeah, man, let's start with also thank you for the comments we've been receiving, and a shout out to this one individual that really was in depth on their comment, and prefaced by saying that they would like to see more, I guess, explanation on the cards. And I'll just speak on that right now, as I am learning myself, and as I learn more, I will go in more depth on the cards. That when I pull a card for us, but right now I'm in the process of learning. I'm in the third week of class, and next week we're going to go more into the intuition part of it. And as I sit with it more and sit with each card and pull my cards, I will start to talk more about it. Just bear with me and be patient. And as the channel grows and I grow and we all grow together, there will be more, that will come as I pull these cards. But we'll go ahead and draw a card for the collective from this new deck, which I love. And, I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of, if you have experience with the tarot, and, compared to like Rider Waite, which is my other deck, compared to what you think of the artwork on this deck. Because I really love it, man. I haven't really had much, like, I guess, time with it, I guess you could say, as much as I was sitting with the Rider Waite deck, but because I just really kind of received it. I think it was like last week they came, So, and then he had to send me a replacement of one of the cards because one of the cards was misprinted. He said it was his mistake, which he sent me a new replacement. But Spirit, what do you have for the collective? Give me one card, Spirit, for everybody, for somebody that's watching that needs this card, and they can feel it and let it touch them in a way that it touches them. What do you have, Spirit, for someone that's watching that needs to see this message? Because there will be somebody that watches this now or in the future or a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Time doesn't exist, in the spiritual realm. So it could be 5 years from now and somebody needed to see this card. And here we go. See what we got. The Chariot. And the Chariot, man, from what I get, like from my intuition and my connection to it, and look how beautiful that card is, man, by the way. I mean, look at that. Look at the artwork, man. It's so detailed. And like behind it, I get like this, like angel wings. And, like the Chariot to me is like moving fast, like fast moving. And I get kind of like stability, fast moving, connected to spirit, connected to your angels, but fast moving, tough, strength, courage. Angels are protecting and guiding you. And again, as I said, like fast moving, but not in the time that we know as time. So see what you get from it. I'm going to sit with this card, and maybe I'll come with it tomorrow when I drop a video and see what comes up for me. But somebody I'm certain needed to see this. So I hope this helped you. I hope this triggered you. I hope it, just made you look within and realize something within or within yourself. But it's a beautiful card nonetheless. So yeah, that card wanted to come out of the deck. Like it flew out of the deck. Let's just say. A little bit of green juice, guys. Cucumber, celery, green chard, lettuce is in this thing. You can definitely smell the greens. Got my whistle, before we get into it with you all. I want to say this though, today I was, did a couple things. Like I said, I returned the camera and, I went to the water and I walked in nature and I got a lot of downloads, so to speak. And what I felt the need to talk about is consciousness. And I kind of went a little bit into it yesterday. And mind you, let me just mention that the video yesterday cut off because I ran out of space. So I wasn't intentionally ending the video in the way that I did. It just ran out of space and I wasn't going to edit it, or I wanted to drop it. It needed to be put out there because somebody needed that message, and it just ended up running out of space. So I returned this SD card too because I'm going to need to get a larger SD card, and so that I can store these videos, and not have to delete them immediately. So yeah, it kind of got cut off, so I couldn't finish the video the way I wanted to. I know I still had some time before it shut off, but this camera that I'm currently looking at it doesn't have like a cutoff with 4K. It'll just keep recording. So, which is a good thing. I just want to do a little bit more research because I did hear some things about it, but I want to be able to, I want it to be versatile and portable so I can vlog along with doing videos like this and doing videos where I bring individuals on. I want to be able to do those things, both interview people and have people interview me and bring more wisdom to the channel. And I want to vlog because there's a possible trip that I'm planning on taking in about 5 or 6 months. And I would love to vlog that trip and my experience and bring that to you guys. And just vlog in general when I'm out in nature. Not all the time because, as I said, I need my time out in nature, with no technology. But there's times that I don't bring the camera and I get the most amazing content that I know somebody needs to hear. And then I come back and it's gone. But I'm starting to realize that those moments were for me. And I don't want to necessarily, but I do want to do walking vlogs and, be out in nature and just feel like riffing and start riffing, and upload it to YouTube. And so I found this kind of like a camera that is meant for creators. And so I'm looking forward to doing a little more research into finding the one that's for me. But I want it to be versatile. And this one is really, I'm leaning to this Sony that I've saw a lot of comparisons with it. And I actually even held it in my hand in person and turned it on. And it's very lightweight and compact, but yet it packs a punch of what it can do. And I feel like the videos I'm going to be able to edit are going to be better. I'm going to be able to edit them myself on the camera and drop them. So yeah, there's a lot of positive things I can do with it. Anyways, I don't want to, let's move on from that. I just wanted to give you a heads up that I didn't intentionally cut the video where it went. So yeah, again, I'm not going to ever record a video and not post it. There's a message in there for somebody if it was meant to be recorded. So anyways, let me just say this, and then we'll get into the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please comment, please share, please like, please do it all. You're helping grow the community. I want to thank everybody that's a new subscriber. We did get a whole host of new subscribers last week. And I'm truly grateful and thankful for everyone that is subscribing and likes what I bring, is actually resonating with what I'm talking about, and that I'm not just here talking to myself, but yet in actuality I am, because I'm learning and growing from what I'm talking about, from me just speaking about it. So either way, it's a win-win. It's a win-win that somebody out there hears the message and they needed to hear it. And it's a win-win that I heard it and that I needed to hear the message. So, but again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. I love you all so much, from my heart to yours. I'm appreciative and deeply grateful for everybody and the contribution you bring, whether you just hit the like button with a love tap, or you, because that is exchange of energy, by the way, just so you know. You are exchanging energy. You're receiving what I'm saying, and then you're giving back to me by liking the video. So you're essentially doing both. You're giving and receiving. Truly grateful for that. And I love all of you who are a part of this community, whether you contribute or not. And if you just got something out of it and took something from it, I'm grateful for that too. So, with that being said, let's get into it. And what I wanted to kind of talk about is consciousness and the level of consciousness that we are at. And again, it's not a negative thing if you're at a certain conscious level or if you're ahead of where you feel you're ahead. I really don't like using that terminology because I feel like we all are on our own journey. But what I did understand and realize is that, and it took me a little while to get to this point, to be honest with you, to realize this, because a lot of different moments in my life, there was a level of fear and worry that if I go back to a certain vice or a certain addiction or a certain thing I liked because I was gaining instant pleasure from it or instant gratification, that I would then essentially take steps back. And what I'm starting to realize that when we expand consciously, there's no going back. You could try to, you could force yourself to, but most likely, and I don't even want to say most likely because there's no chance of you going back to that way that you were. And because once it's almost like I heard this terminology long ago, like the mind is like like rubber or elastic. And once you start expanding your consciousness, it can't be stretched back. Once it stretches out, it cannot contract inward or go back to that. So then you wonder why, when you've transformed or ascended or leveled up, let's say. Let's say you had a moment in your life where it was extreme trauma and very traumatic, and you hit rock bottom, like what they call, so to speak, like a tower moment. And not always are tower moments negative. It depends on how you look at that moment. But what what tends to happen is that we level up due to a health challenge or a trauma response or whatever the case may be. And once that happens, you most likely have been broken open and you most likely have gone back down this spiritual path. And that's when you start to grow and evolve and level up to the point where you're not going to be able to do and experience the same things in the same ways you did before. It doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. You could try to force it, but I've found that I can't. It's not. It's not that even that I can't. It's almost like I'm being pulled away magnetically, like almost like where you can like push the magnet. You can try to force the magnets together, but they're like there's this force or magnetic pull to pull them away, like almost. I'm sure you've done that where you've taken two magnets and you tried to put them together. I did this when I was a kid, and I remember trying to push them together, and they would forcefully go apart. And that's essentially what happens as we expand and as we level up. You try to go back to the old friends and the old life and the old thing, the ways of doing things, and it just doesn't work. But you're trying to force it to work. I tried to do that for the last couple of years, and a lot of different times in my life, only because it was very hard to to change in that way so rapidly and so fast. And then you're trying to I guess, not be exiled or isolated from the people that you surrounded yourself for years and years and years and did those same things for years. It's almost like a force into change, and a lot of these experiences we go through are forced for us to change. But then a lot of us don't change. A lot of us fight or resist the change or try to swim upstream. Or, you know, I find that, and please, if you're a man or a male watching this channel, please don't take offense to this. But I find that, and this is my observation and my experience. So I'm speaking of my own experience. You may be different, but a lot of, I don't know. I from what I observe and find, it almost seems like men or males are a lot. They It's more difficult for them to change than it is a woman or a female. And if you're a female or a male and you feel differently, drop it in the comments. I would love to hear your response. I'm okay with, if you feel differently and you disagree, that's fine. That's fine. It's all a part of the journey. And, you can disagree with me. That's okay. But from my observation and from what I've experienced, from personal experience, it's been very hard for me. And I find that women and females adapt more easily to change than men and males, even young males. A lot of males I find, well, for one, when I dated a lot of women, I found that they were much more mature at a younger age. And they went deeper at a younger age, and they were more inclined to go within and go deep and go there. And I'm seeing it even in all these communities that I'm in, right? This is another reason why I'm saying that men, I feel like, are much less inclined to go deep and go into their emotions and go there than women, because I'm in multiple self-help, self-improvement, spiritual growth, whatever you want to call these communities. And I'm pretty sure I've named a couple of them. I've name dropped a couple of them on the channel that have truly, really helped me a lot. Lori Ladd, Kyle Cease, Jay Shetty, Gabby Bernstein, just a couple to name a few. And I will tell you this, there is so many more females, and even in the tarot classes that I'm taking and the Reiki classes and the breathwork classes, all of these things, I'm finding way more females than male. It's almost like I'm the only male in these classes, just about. And they're much more inclined to go deep, to be cracked open, to go there emotionally than males are. And kind of like essentially the change part of it. It kind of makes sense because they change every month with their monthly thing, and they can have a kid and get pregnant, and I feel like there's more of a flow, that ebb and flow with their monthly thing with the flow, and and I just feel like they are much more adaptive to change than a man or men, and much more they have a higher pain tolerance than men do. A lot of men can be babies in a lot of aspects of pain and different things like that than females. Females, I feel like, handle things a lot differently because they're more in tune with their emotions than a lot of men, and in touch with that side of themselves, especially with their monthly thing. Like I said, it affects them emotionally drastically. So, and they go through that most of their life and every month. So, I feel like they're much more in tune with themselves and in touch with themselves and who they are and than men are. Again, there's a lot of men that are, and I'm so grateful to see it, man. I'm seeing it more and more. So I'm not going to say that it's not true and it isn't possible. There is a large male community that is going deep and is going there. And I see that too. I just happen to see a lot more women. But, I mean, I think the scales are tipping. And, but where I wanted to go with more deeply, and I'm not going to go too much longer on this video, but the consciousness and conscious level and how we have chosen to experience these difficult, like when I was walking in nature today, I remember saying many, many years ago when I was, throughout my life, I would say, I don't understand why some people just have it so much easier. But then I start to realize that you don't know what they're going through just by looking at them and thinking they have it easier or what they're portraying to be easier, because just because they say certain things, it's almost like you posting on social media. It's a facade. Does it really mean that that's really what your real life is like on a day-to-day basis? Most likely, probably not. So, again, you can't judge a book by its cover ever in any way, shape, or form. And for me to sit here, even back then, and sit here and say, this person has it easier or they don't, or, I didn't walk in their shoes just like they haven't walked in mine. And we don't know. And yet, but I'm starting to understand as you crack yourself opened or somebody cracks you opened and you go deeper and you heal your heart and you heal your solar plexus and your sacral chakra and your throat and and your crown and all these different chakras and you're balancing and you're coming into balance, you start to realize that well, maybe I didn't understand that person because I've just done the work, and maybe they don't, and maybe they don't want to go deep and go there, which I've met a lot of people that are just surface level, and I'm starting to understand why. I'm starting to get a more of an understanding as to why, and yet it would upset me why they didn't want to go deep or why they just wanted to talk about surface level stuff. And when I would try to go deeper, they would run and I would be the chaser. And, I have this ability to activate others and to, with the sound of my voice and the tone of my voice and my light that I shine. And I have the tendency to want to go deep. And my guides have been saying that these people that I've been coming in contact with don't want it, aren't ready, aren't prepared to go there. And yet it's like I forcefully want that. It's almost like with my dad, I was trying and I'm now understanding why he kind of shied away from that, or or when I tried to come together with him, he would kind of go, we'd go apart, and it was kind of upsetting. It hurt because I didn't really understand it at that time. It was hard for me to understand. And now I understand it even more than just frequency and vibration. It also comes down to what you bring to the table when you're in a conversation with somebody. And sometimes we don't even know that our aura, our energy, who we are, our frequency, our vibration can cause somebody to go into an ego death or cause them to crack open, and they aren't ready to do that. And we could sit there and try to push and force, but what good does that do? If they're not ready, you're just draining your own energy to try to force that upon them. And it's not an easy thing to go through life with, and that having that ability, because there is very far and few between amount of people that want to go there and are willing to just go deep all the time, you know? And, but I'm starting to realize the people that people want to be around me. They want to hear what I have to say. They want to go deep. They are seeing that I have a lot that I bring to the table, and how much value I offer and how much worth I have. It's something that is interesting because I've been healing that chakra of self worth. And that's one of the things that have been coming up for quite a while now. And I'm starting to realize that when I'm completed with that, there's other people in my life that are going to then break open, and they're essentially waiting for me to finish. Not, and you don't have to be in contact or communication with those people. You could have been in communication with them at some point in your life, that you onset a you planted seeds for that to eventually happen. And then boom, you go through your healing and complete it, and then that triggers them, even if you're not in like talking distance. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Everything is vibration, everything is frequency. It doesn't matter. There's no, there's no when it comes to vibration and frequency, you don't have to be sitting right in front of me. We could have came in contact at one point, and I could have planted the seeds, and then when I completed my healing, you were just going to fade away. Even if we weren't in contact or communicating anymore, it doesn't matter. Or you could come together closer once that healing process happens. It's really, really interesting, man. When you start to deep dive this stuff and understand it on a deeper level, you start to really understand everything, and you don't have that low vibrational level of consciousness where, oh, this person's not talking to me anymore. Like, what did I do? Like, they don't like me, or blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all low frequencies. That's low levels of consciousness that I feel like us as humanity are shifting out of. And look, like I said, I know this probably will trigger somebody, and I'm not putting myself on a higher pedestal than anybody. I'm growing and learning just like all of you are, and we're all evolving and growing together. Just some are we're all on different paths and journeys, no matter what. And some of us chose harder challenges to level up faster, in consciousness. And there's nothing wrong with that. You could have chose to go at a slower pace. That's okay. And you'll just come back in another life and continue. And maybe in that life you're going to choose a harder, challenging thing to cause you to level up faster. But maybe it's a good thing. Maybe embrace that you're not going through those hard, rough, challenging moments. Because sometimes I kind of wish that I didn't choose such a challenging life with so much trauma and traumatic situations that I've experienced, but then the more and more I think about it, the more and more I sit with it in meditation, I realize that I wanted to level up faster, and sometimes I wish I stayed at that low where I didn't have such a challenging experiences, and I just had a lot of fun and ate tons of junk and just enjoyed life. But I probably did that in other lives. I haven't deep dived fully into, a bunch of past life sessions, but I have done some, and I've gotten to see a couple different past lives that I've experienced. None that were just coasting, none that were just, where I just came to Earth and had a blast, and just, so there's a reason for everything, and there's a reason for when you wake up and awaken, and there's a reason of how deep you go and how deep you don't go, and at different points in your life there's a reason for everything. Everything is divinely guided and orchestrated exactly how it's meant to be. You know, yes, there's freedom of choice, yes, there's free will, but at the same time, things fall into place exactly when they're meant to fall into place to onset something or not onset something, or for deep healing, just all kinds of reasons, which we will unpack more and more. But I feel like this is enough for right now to digest. And, you know, I don't want to, like I said, I'm trying to keep these videos at a minimum of like 20 minutes or so, because there's a lot of content to digest and you know, to take in and absorb. So, you know, like I said, not only is this a serious channel, but this is an overall, and I want to preface this because this channel is going to change as I change and you guys change. And what I say and do in one moment may be completely different in another. And so I never ever want to say that this is set in stone as to what I'm saying. And because we're always changing, we're always growing, we're always evolving, and we begin to experience deeper revelations or perspectives or perceptions depending on what we go through on a daily basis. So, what I say now may be different a month or 2 years from now. You know what I mean? So I never want to say that this is exactly it, and this is it, and this is cut and dry. Boom, this is it. No way. There's no other way. I believe anything else. No, that's not how I feel. I feel like it can always change from minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. So, with that being said, this channel is about everything, man. About wisdom, spiritual growth, self improvement, self development, fun, joy, happiness. Because we're gonna have fun on here too. When I do get the camera and I start vlogging out in nature and on trips and maybe at the beach, and just interviewing people on the street. I mean, we're gonna do it all, man, on this channel. There's no specific category or place I want to be placed in on this channel, or for this channel being. I'm even gonna do cooking stuff and make my food and show you guys while I'm making it, and just all kinds of things, man. We have so many creative ideas I have for this channel, and I'm also welcome and open to ideas from all of you. And at some point when we grow the channel bigger, I would definitely love to bring all of you on live and pull people in, and we can chop it up. So yeah, man, there's so many creative ideas I have going forward, and it's going to be amazing, man. And just be prepared. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you get notifications when we come out with new videos and new things are coming on this channel. And I just love this is becoming, and I'm so grateful for all the new subscribers and for the ones that have been here since day one. I love you all so much, man, from my heart to yours. I hope you got something out of this video. If you didn't, that's okay too. Please hit the like button if you did like it. Please share it if you know somebody that can use this content or would help them in some way. Please comment, please like, please share your feedback. Please share what you think you would like to see on the channel and just your journey. I love reading the comments. I love responding. I love answering. We'll see where things take us. I love you all so much. Again, from my heart to yours, take care, be well. I love you all so much. Let's go, Wisdom Warriors. We got this.